The rain poured relentlessly as Evelyn locked her small bakery for the night. Her umbrella had broken, so she simply pulled her shawl tighter around her and began walking home through the quiet street. Thunder roared above, and puddles splashed underfoot. That's when she saw him, soaked, shivering, and clearly lost. A young soldier stood under a broken street lamp, his duffel bag slumped at his feet. Evelyn hesitated, then approached. "Are you all right?" she asked. The soldier looked up, startled. "Just trying to get to the base. Got caught in the storm." Without a second thought, Evelyn gestured for him to follow. "Come with me. My house is nearby. You need to dry off and eat something." He hesitated, pride flickering in his eyes, but eventually nodded. "Thank you, ma'am." Inside her modest home, she handed him a towel, made hot tea and warmed leftover stew. "I'm Evelyn," she smiled. "You?" "Logan," he replied. "Private Logan Reese." They talked as the storm raged on. He told her about being transferred last minute and missing the transport. She told him about her late husband, a veteran too, and how quiet life had become. As the night deepened, Logan dozed on the couch, warm and safe. Evelyn watched him, her heart full. She hadn't done much, just what anyone with kindness would do. But something in her gut told her this moment meant more than she understood. And she was right, because the knock she'd hear the next morning would turn her whole life upside down. At sunrise, Evelyn stirred as birds chirped outside. The storm had passed, leaving dew on the windows and calm in the air. She tiptoed past Logan, still sleeping peacefully on the couch, and brewed coffee. The scent filled the kitchen, blending with fresh toast. Then came it, a sharp, deliberate knock at the door. 3 knocks, not hurried, not hesitant, purposeful. She wiped her hands on her apron and opened the door cautiously. 2 men stood on her porch in black suits, one holding a briefcase. They didn't look like soldiers. "Miss Evelyn Carter?" one asked. "Yes." "I'm Agent Whitmore, this is Agent Daniels. May we come in? It's about the soldier you helped last night." Confused, Evelyn stepped aside. Logan had awakened and now stood behind her, alert. The agents entered, their expressions unreadable. "Private Logan Reese is part of a classified military program," Agent Whitmore began. "He went off-grid for a reason. Helping him may have just put you in danger." Logan's jaw clenched. "I didn't mean to involve her." Agent Daniels opened the briefcase, revealing a photo of Logan with high-ranking officers. "There are people looking for him, dangerous people." Evelyn's heart pounded. "He needed help. I didn't know anything about this. We know. That's why we're here. You did a good thing, but now we have to protect you." Evelyn blinked. "Protect me? From what?" "From the knock that's coming next," Whitmore said darkly. Outside, a black SUV parked silently across the street. Everything in Evelyn's quiet life had changed overnight. The knock was only the beginning. Logan stepped outside to speak with the agents, tension thick in the air. Evelyn watched from the window, her thoughts spinning. Classified? Danger? What had she stumbled into? Moments later, Logan returned alone. "They're moving me," he said. "But I asked them to let me speak to you first." Evelyn poured him coffee. "What's really going on, Logan?" He sighed deeply. "I wasn't just transferred. I escaped. I was part of a mission, one that exposed corruption in our chain of command. Some high-ranking officials didn't want the truth out." Evelyn gasped. "I've got evidence. That's why they're after me." "Why not just turn it in?" she asked. "I tried. They erased records, labeled me unstable. I went off-grid to survive. And you were just kind." Evelyn gripped her mug. "What happens to me now?" "I'm sorry," Logan said. "They'll keep eyes on you, but if they connect you to what I carry—" She stood firmly. "I don't regret helping you." He looked at her with gratitude and sadness. "You're braver than most." Outside, another car slowed down suspiciously. Logan spotted it. "They're here." Suddenly, the door burst open, not the agents this time. 2 masked men entered. "Where is he?" one growled. Evelyn froze. Logan lunged forward, tackling one to the ground. The quiet bakery owner found herself ducking behind furniture while a fight erupted in her living room. This wasn't just kindness anymore. It was survival. The fight ended quickly. Logan had military training, but it was clear these weren't amateurs. One man escaped. The other was unconscious on the floor. Sirens wailed in the distance. Evelyn trembled as Logan bolted the door. "They found me. I have to go, now." He grabbed his duffel, then turned to her. "But I'm leaving something with you." From a hidden pocket in his jacket, he pulled out a small flash drive. "This has everything. Names, locations, codes. If I don't make it, give this to someone you trust, not the local police. Only Agent Whitmore. Evelyn stared at the drive. Why me? Because you helped me when no one else would. That means something. The sirens grew closer. Logan dashed out the back as authorities pulled up front. Evelyn tucked the drive into a flower jar on the kitchen shelf. The agents returned, storming in. "Where is he?" Whitmore demanded. "He left," she replied calmly. Daniels spotted the unconscious intruder. "So they're moving faster than we thought." Whitmore softened slightly. "We'll place protection around your home, but you need to tell us if he contacts you." Evelyn nodded, but her heart was torn. She didn't know if Logan would survive. Later that night she sat alone, clutching a picture of her late husband in uniform. "Help me do what's right," she whispered. The rain returned, but this time Evelyn wasn't afraid of the storm. She was part of it. 2 days passed. Evelyn's house was under discreet surveillance, yet everything felt uncertain. She kept glancing at the flower jar, knowing it held the power to expose dangerous secrets. At dusk, a note appeared on her doorstep. Written in hurried script, it read, "If I don't make it, take the drive to the coordinates below." Evelyn's hands shook. Logan was still alive, or had been. She debated her next move. The agents had warned her not to act alone, but something told her this wasn't a mission for men in suits. It was personal. Evelyn packed a bag, took the drive, and left a note for Agent Whitmore. She drove her late husband's old truck, heart pounding the entire way. The coordinates led her to a rural town 3 hours away. At the address, a small veteran-owned repair shop, an old man greeted her. "You must be Evelyn. Logan said you'd come." His name was Hank. He'd served with Evelyn's husband and now helped soldiers hiding from corruption. She gave him the drive. Hank plugged it into a dusty computer. "Good God," he muttered. This could take down half of DC." Evelyn stared. "We need to protect Logan." "We will," Hank said. "But now you're part of this too. Are you sure you're ready?" She took a deep breath. "I'm a soldier's widow, and I helped another one in the rain. That wasn't luck. That was purpose." With Hank's help, Evelyn began to understand the scope of what Logan had uncovered. Illegal weapons contracts, assassinations masked as accidents, surveillance of US citizens. Her stomach turned with every new file. Hank handed her a burner phone. "You'll need this. Stay mobile. We're not safe yet." Evelyn had never lived like this, checking mirrors, hiding her phone, using cash only, but she adapted quickly. Something had awakened in her. She wasn't just a helper now. She was a guardian of truth. Meanwhile, news broke of a rogue soldier being hunted by military intelligence. Logan's face appeared on screens nationwide, but Evelyn knew better. Late one night, Logan called. "I'm okay," he whispered. "But they're close. I've got the evidence," she assured. "We're moving it. I'm sorry I dragged you into this." She paused. "I chose to step in that rain." Then the line went dead. Minutes later, Hank's safe house was attacked. They escaped through a back tunnel Hank had dug during Vietnam. "This is bigger than we thought," Hank muttered as they drove into the night. Evelyn clutched the flash drive tighter. She'd already lost one soldier in her life. She wasn't about to lose another. The next morning, Evelyn stood in front of a government building in DC, flanked by Hank and several veteran activists. In her hands, the flash drive. She stepped up to the podium set up by Hank's network, facing dozens of cameras and journalists. "My name is Evelyn Carter," she began. "I'm a baker, a widow, and I helped a soldier in the rain." Reporters leaned in, stunned. She held up the drive. "Inside this are files that expose crimes within our own military. A man named Logan Reese risked his life to stop it. He's not a criminal, he's a patriot." A buzz rippled through the crowd. Government agents approached the podium, but the cameras were already rolling. The public had seen her face. Evelyn handed the drive to an independent journalist known for exposing political scandals. "Make sure the world knows." One agent tried to intervene. "Ma'am, you're interfering with a classified." Hank stepped forward. "Back off. She's under protection." Veterans in the crowd began chanting, "Justice for Logan." Within hours, hashtags trended. Whistleblowers came forward. Senators demanded an inquiry. Evelyn returned to her hotel room exhausted, knowing she'd sparked something powerful. But all she could think of was one thing. Where was Logan? A week passed. The media storm intensified. Evelyn's face was everywhere, dubbed the widow who defied the system. But her heart remained heavy. Logan had vanished. Then, one quiet morning, came another knock. She opened the door and gasped. It was him, Bruised, thinner but alive, Logan stood with tears in his eyes. "I made it," he whispered. Evelyn pulled him into a hug. "You're home." Behind him stood Agent Whitmore. "This time, we're on the same side," he said. The government couldn't ignore public pressure. Arrests had been made. Reforms were in motion. Logan was finally being hailed a hero. Later, Evelyn stood beside Logan at a ceremony honoring whistleblowers. Her bakery reopened, now a symbol of courage. Locals came not just for bread, but for hope. Logan stayed in town, helping veterans with PTSD. Evelyn became an advocate for military transparency. But sometimes, when it rained, she'd sit by the window, remembering that night. One act of kindness had changed everything, because when the knock came, she opened the door. And the world changed with her.